episode of But Make It Books, a podcast where we're bookishly healing through life. And I'm so blessed to be in the space and place with the Amina Brown. Hey, girl.
Hey girl, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you. Oh my gosh, this book spoke to my soul. But before we get into this, is what I like to ask all my guests. How are you feeling?
I am feeling challenged in a good way.
Hmm. Would you like to expound more on,
I
on
will
that?
expound by saying my mom would get a few of the same comments from all my teachers.
Hmm.
One of them was that she always talks in class, which we now make a living talking. So she's proud of that. So shout out to that. Shout out to those of us who were talkers in class.
Hmm.
But the other thing that my teachers would tell my mom is they would tell my mom that I was bored and that I like to be challenged.
Okay.
And so I feel like I'm like at a point in my writing and my business where I'm getting that good type of challenge that makes me feel like, yes, okay, let's get some things done. Let's try some new things. So that's where it's at.
Oh, I love that. I always say, like, if something doesn't scare me a little, then I shouldn't be doing it.
You ain't
Mm-hmm.
lying.
Mm-hmm. So you're also a housewives girl like me.
Real bad. Real
Bravo,
bad.
bravo, effing bravo. Actually, I
Yeah.
got a little All the Diamonds and Rose book over here.
Okay, because I don't read that one. I don't read that one.
Mhm.
Enjoyed the oral history. I
Me
enjoyed
too.
that.
We have to
Hmm.
we have to pay homage. Okay, so what is your favorite housewife quote or franchise?
Mm. I mean, favorite franchise is definitely Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Okay. This new
I'm a
season?
no,
Mm.
not the newer seat, but I feel like over the, you know how if you have like a favorite MC and
Yeah,
like they're allowed to have a couple of albums that you're like I didn't really like, but
yeah,
because like the good albums were so good, they remain like your favorite MC.
yeah. That's
That's a little bit how Atlanta is to me. Real Housewives of
true.
Atlanta. Under there, I'm not gonna hold you. Salt Lake City.
Listen, receipts, timelines.
Okay. Okay. I watched that season twice. That thing was so good. I
Was
said,
he
who?
getting a divorce?
I said, no, she did. I said,
Listen,
Jen Shaw. Because when I saw Jen Shaw in them braids, I said, now hold on a minute now. Now
now
hold, I
wait a
said, hold
minute.
it.
I
I
was
said, now
like,
wait a minute,
hold
Jen.
on,
Because
hold on a
what?
minute.
Are you wearing braids, sis? Because is it?
Listen,
Can I? I don't even know if I'm supposed to. I don't even know if I'm supposed to call you sis, Jen Shaw. I don't know if that's.
no, that's
I
not
don't
appropriate.
know. That's not.
No,
It's not okay. Mm-mm,
no. Mary has redeemed
mm-mm.
herself too. She's just a little weird.
Yeah, because Mary Cosby, when she skipped that reunion, I was like, this is like the kiss of death for a
Mhm.
housewife that you would cause that much drama and then say, I'm
I'm not
not coming to the
coming.
reunion. But
But you
I
know
do
what?
feel we are somewhat redeemed. And I did watch the other little documentary about her. I'm not going to hold you. I did
So
watch
I didn't
that.
watch it yet. Um,
Oh, I
but
want you to back channel me. Please back channel me when you watch
okay,
it.
okay, I'll text you. 'Cause I want to know. But I will say like things that I say often. I mean, I say a lot of Atlanta. I definitely do. But I do say OC. That's my opinion.
Mm.
I always say that's my opinion. Because Tamara is crazy. She's loonier than a lunatic. Like, we gotta whoop it up. I also love that from Vicky.
Man, Vicky, and the whoop it up. Boy, every time I hear that girl go, woohoo, I'm like, man, this
Yep,
lady,
she activated. She do,
I mean, classically, I really think my favorite is Who Said That? That scene from
Oh,
Real Housewives of
who
Atlanta.
said
The
that?
most, who said that? Who said that? Like, I say that to my friends all the time to this day.
Yes. Also,
Mhm.
oh, a white refrigerator. Let's find you a home.
Let's find you a
You a
home. She said,
home.
put your shoes on.
Well, let's put some shoes on. Let's find you a
Let's
home.
find you a home, baby, because you got a white
Listen,
refrigerator. That's not a home. That's
listen,
not a
listen.
home.
And I do love Tardy for the Party.
Very, very.
Yeah.
Kim Zolciak. Wow, she just has so many moments. When I went back and watched Real Housewives of Atlanta from the beginning, and you get to that
Listen,
scene where she's like, "I am a black woman." It's like, Kim, please don't.
please don't stop
I
saying. But you know what? That's cultural because we let them, not we, us collectively, but the
some people
collective,
said let
some people
them.
did let them
Yeah,
get away with saying things like that. And I
yeah.
want to stop that because not everybody needs to come. But I will say, not a
Mhm.
franchise that I still stands 10 toes down on and has never had a bad season, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Is Married to Medicine.
You know what? You ain't lying, because I really
Ten
can't think
seasons
of
and
a
never bad.
season of Married to Medicine that did not give
Hit
what needed to be given. I really
every
can't think of one.
single
Every
time. And
time.
even when they fight like sisters. They don't go super low. And I will say they like really fight for each other's marriages, which I
Yeah.
really appreciate. Like when they, I mean, they probably should have let Simone and them go. But anyway, when they fall for,
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
oh my gosh. But see, we can talk about housewives all day. And that's not what we're talking about
You're not
today.
wrong. You're not wrong.
But we are talking about your newest book, Never Tell a Black Girl How to Black Girl. And I'm
Yes.
excited. So, first things first, the title Black Girl as a noun and as a verb.
Period.
When did you start thinking about Black Girl as something you do, not just something you are?
I think the book title was a poem first, and the
Mm-hmm.
poem is also featured in the book too. But I think in the process of the inspiration that came to me writing that poem was the first time that I was really thinking about that, which actually came from another poem in the book, Letter to My Hair, which is in the
Oh,
hair
I love that
section.
one.
And when I would read that piece as a part of my shows, as a performer, you're always pay attention to the audience and to the crowd. And, I'm looking out. There are Black women who wear their hair all sorts of different ways in the crowd. And, we have had some periods of time with natural hair where people turn a little bit evangelistic about it and sort of
Mm-hmm.
make you feel like, you're not as Black as you could be if you don't wear your natural hair, et cetera, et cetera. And so I kind of felt some of those vibes as I was sharing my own like natural hair journey on stage, and I was like, I really don't want Black women to feel this way. Not at
Mm-hmm.
my show and not from the things that I create. Because at the end of the day, we can Black girl whatever we want to. And so when I said that on stage, then I said to myself, "Oh, let me go home and write about that." Cause like what's that doing? So that's what made me write the poem, Never Tell a Black Girl How to Black Girl. And when the phrase first came to me, I was asking myself, well, who am I talking to
Mm-hmm.
when I say that? And I'm not talking to anyone else but Black women. I'm talking to us. I'm telling us, like, no one tells us how we do this. And in my growing up, too, there were these very narrow definitions of who a Black girl could be, of
Mm-hmm.
what a Black girl could be interested in. Like, there were certain limited things that Black girls must be into, but these things over here, Black girls must not like that. And it's like, well, if Black girls crochet, then that's a Black girl thing.
Yes.
And if Black girls skateboard, then that's a Black girl thing. And so I wanted to have the fun experience of getting to fashion a book around that idea. What does it mean to be a Black girl? But what does it mean to Black girl also?
Mm-hmm. I really do love that as someone who has always been trying to figure out where do you fit a lot of the times, especially if you're into like very not, as you said, like those linear, like very tight constructs that they have put us all in about how we can Black girl. So I really really appreciated that. And then there's something else you said, that you've Black girled in 6 countries. And has the way you Black girls shifted depending where you are in the world, or does it just travel with you no matter what? Like you're just like,
I think what traveling did for me is it showed me like how broad it is to be a
yeah.
Black girl. Like I've been in the Dominican Republic and had Dominicans walk right up talking Spanish to me.
Oh,
They were
okay.
looking at me like, and then when I spoke to them, they were looking at me like, why, why does your voice sound like that? So to
Where's
them,
the Spanish mommy? They're like,
exactly, because they were like, "You Black like we Black," and
right.
then they were like, "Well, we're Black, but you're Black in a different way than we're Black, but like we're Black girls." Okay,
Yeah.
like we had to have that moment. Or when I traveled to Rwanda, I was there with Black women who speak Kenya Rwanda, and
Hmm.
so we did not share a language, but we put our hands on our hip the same.
Yes.
Or there were times a moment would happen in the room, and I would catch an eye across the room, and we both rolled our eyes at whatever just happened. So there were those moments that, I mean, those are the things about being a Black girl that I really love, because you can really see how it really transcends and
Mhm.
goes across the diaspora in these beautiful ways too, you know?
I really do. Like when I was in Nigeria, when I was in Lagos, I was like, yeah, we all black. We just, it's just different places. You know, we just got put on that boat. I said, because when I saw the squeegee, they have like their version. You know, in Baltimore, we got squeegee boys. And they have the same thing. And I started laughing. I was like, because it was my first time ever being on the continent, ever.
Right.
And it was like three or so years ago. And I'm going back this year for my honeymoon. I was like, oh, we just all doing this together. And like we
Yeah.
just look at each other, we like, I know you see what I see because we see it together. And it's like an
Hmm.
unspoken language that really culminates all throughout your book. That it's just like it's an unspoken language, especially the first section about hair. And I do want to talk before we start. If no one has, if you are an audio book reader, you like an immersive read, I would highly suggest to do yours in an immersive read because we talked about it before we went live about how you have this knack for turning your arenas and theaters into living rooms, and that's really what you did in the audiobook. So can you talk about the parts where you had the poems and how your girls were behind you?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So as I was getting ready for this book to come out,
Mhm.
and it's a big undertaking, you know, when you're writing a book. And then after you write the book, you're like, oh gosh, I have to prepare for all the things that happen when the book ends up outside, right? And so I was just like back channeling all these other, you know, Black women authors, like, tell me how did you do this and what happened here? And shout out to my big sis, my Spelman sis, Tiari Jones. One of the biggest pieces of advice that she gave me,
Not you just dropping the goat. I mean, listen, y'all Spelman girls, y'all run deep. So I listen.
do
I
you know the
respect it.
vibes?
I respect it. Spelman was definitely there for me, but I couldn't do another all girls school after high school. I was like,
Right. You said enough is enough. You
enough
said
is
I had
enough.
enough. Right.
I
Yeah.
had
No, I feel it. Yeah.
enough.
You said
And
I've
also,
done
I
that
couldn't
and
do
I
much in
don't.
Morehouse. They're
Right.
diabolical. Like you can never trust a Morehouse man. I'm so sorry for all the Morehouse brothers and sisters. Listen, I have a lot of
Y'all,
Morehouse
Morehouse brothers don't
friends.
come looking for me. Morehouse brothers don't come looking for me. Okay. Don't come.
I said it. I said it.
Don't come
Nakara
looking for
Campbell,
me.
he said it. I said it. I'll say it again. I said it again. I said it to Mr. Listen, I said it to Senator Warnock too. I said, you know, I don't trust him.
Not you told the senator,
I sure
congratulations on your senatorship, and I don't trust y'all.
listen. I don't. I don't. But anyway, back to the living room.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Right. We trust the Spelmanites. We both are trusting
We
the
do.
Spelmanites here.
I
Okay.
have so many Spelman girls that I love, and they take care of me. And I said, you know what? That
Yes.
made me think I should have went there. But then I look at the Morehouse men next door, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Maybe, you
So anyway,
know,
back to the
the
topic.
just
Yeah,
Morehouse brothers don't come for me. Okay, y'all don't come looking for me.
yeah, it's
Yes,
okay.
but shout out to just the Spelman community generally. I think the experience for me of going to Spelman is it really, you know how people say like, are you a girl's girl? And if there was a such thing as being like a black girl, you know,
Mhm.
I think so many of my Spelman sisters are like that.
It
It's like
is that ghetto.
I'm down for what is supportive to black girls and black women out here, right?
Mhm.
So yes, my big sis, my Spelman sis Tiari Jones, one of the pieces of advice she gave me before the book came out is she said think about what is like a dream you have for your book. And she was like, when you think of it, tell your publisher. And she was like, some things they may not be able to do. She said, but if they don't know the things that are a dream to you, how can they even help you possibly make some of those things happen? And one of my dreams about this audiobook is I wanted the poems inside of the book to sound like they were in front of an audience because I'm a stage person. I
Yeah.
do have some writer friends who, when they write their books, they're like, thank you so much. I wrote this book. I'm going to do 2 book events, then I'm going to be back in the house writing my next book. They don't want to be outside.
Right.
I wrote this book so I could be outside. So I wanted to make sure the audiobook reminds people, hey, she's a performer. She does this in front of an
Mhm.
audience. And I was like, I don't just want canned applause.
Yeah.
Because of course in your audiobook they could just put in applause, they could put in audience laughter, kind of like you would for like a studio sitcom type of sound. But I asked the publisher, I was like, my idea is I would love to have a black girl audience because
Mhm.
you need that black girl sound, that that
That
I know
immigrant
that's
vibe.
right. Yes, like you need those vibes, you know. And so I learned a technical term that I'm going to share with you. There is a term called WALA, the word
Oh,
WALLA,
yeah.
right? So my audiobook producer, she was like, no, we love this idea. This will be great. We'll get lots of Walla. Not me immediately going to the internet like, what is that? So apparently Walla is like the sounds that
Yeah.
people be
Those
making
rappers.
like in the back, right? So my closest Black Walla example is in the back of that Luther Vandross song
Mhm.
where he's like, well, all right, shibidi-dibidi-di. And you
Yeah.
can kind of sound, you feel like you're in Luther Vandross' apartment, like he's having a
Mhm.
rent party. But you can kind
Yeah.
of hear it's like, but you can hear that it's like Black people in the back. You
Yeah.
can tell they're Black, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted like that element, and so they were like, yes, yes, we think this is a great idea. So then I sent an email to as many Black women as I know in Atlanta. And I was like, psst, do y'all want to come in the studio for like 3 hours and like be the audience for this? So on the audiobook, you're hearing my mom, my sister, her wife, my girlfriends. It's about almost 10 of us in the studio together. And
I
it is
love it.
honestly one of the most gorgeous experiences of my career being in the
No, it
studio
was
with those Black
pretty.
women.
I haven't had something that interactive recently in my audiobook journey since like Will Smith's audiobook. Cause he's like rapping and singing and like doing all this stuff because he's Will Smith.
Because he's
And
Will Smith, of
so
course.
right. And so I was like, oh, I really love when it's interactive. And another person who does that as well, who like does a little blend and sings, I think, yeah, Kennedy Ryan for like Rio
Yes.
Tour. So
Yes.
I love it. Oh, and Bob the drag queen. Yeah,
Yes.
in
Hmm.
their book. And so I think about that a lot. I'm like, I'm really appreciative. So shout out to you for dreaming, and shout out to the go because I wish
Yeah,
I
to
could
go
just
for
watch
real.
and be like, that's my
Yeah,
nieces.
like for real.
Uh,
For real.
I did want to talk about the hair wash day section in romancing
Yeah.
yourself. As someone who just went and got her hair straightened, because I just had my hair out 3 days curly, because I was like, I'm about to go away, and I don't feel like it. I don't want to bring all these dang old products. But there is something in the journey that you were so open about yourself, like going through your hair journey and the wash day rituals, and it really reads like a love letter to yourself. When did you allow wash day to stop becoming a chore and start becoming more of a ritual in romance?
I think a part of it for me was, well, first of all, I do fall in the category of Black girls who leave my conditioner on way longer than that bottle says every single time. Like,
Oh, but who's
that's,
gonna check me, boo?
yeah, they said 5 minutes, and I was like, probably an hour.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I don't
You
know what
see
you
the
mean.
hair needs one.
So once I started doing that, then I started to think to myself, oh, I think where the stress about wash day is coming in is when I am putting wash day up against, I got to go out somewhere, or up
Oh.
against, a busy week that I have. And
Mhm.
so I got to hurry up and do that. And so I was almost causing myself more stress, I felt like, by trying to make wash day 20, 30 minutes, when
Mhm.
like I just like, what would happen if I took a Saturday and instead of doing my hair because I got to be ready for something at 5 o'clock, I
Yeah.
just took Saturday and like took a little time. Like, why am I rushing myself through the process? But I think the other part for me in going natural was, it was a whole like relearning, because I
Mhm.
hadn't seen this hair in 20 years. I don't know what it does. So I'm
Oh.
still asking the stylist, like, so what is it? What's the
Mhm.
product? A leave-in. Like I'm trying to.
Right. No, you're turning to like,
So
what are we talking about? Like it's like a learning of self. And that's what it like reading that portion was just like, I feel you.
mhm.
Because as someone who I was definitely like, you're like just a tad, just a touch older than me. We were in the same demographic of the YouTube natural hair care era.
For sure.
And I would like you graduated during it. I was in college with it. So I was like, all right, so I'm like, at least I'm with my black girls. We can all just swap war stories at this point, because that's what it was given. But what I realized, I kept trying to fight to put my hair in a box with everybody else when I realized I should have
Right.
ran my own race. And reading your book was just like the same thing. It was like, wow, if you just learn yourself and be okay with you, everything else will fall into place.
Right. And also big shout out to Trisha Hersey and Rest is
Mhm.
Resistance and the Nap Ministry,
Mm,
because I think
that is
I
my
think
book.
also when I started processing wash day as a rest day.
Ooh,
right? So
okay.
then it's like if I look at my wash day less like, oh gosh, let me hurry up and do
Mhm.
this. But if I actually look at it and just take my time, take
Yeah.
all day, watch a movie if I want, start one part the night before, finish
Mhm.
the other part the next day, just what are other rhythms in my life that I can make more restful. And I was hoping to put that in the book, that that would be a good maybe reminder or a possible inspiration for other Black women too, to say like, how can I change wash day into more of like a self-care moment, you know?
Yeah. And it's amazing too because throughout that chapter too, I did not feel like, oh, just because you straighten you wear we whatever. It is the beauty of being black that we can even do all these possibilities. So I hope whoever's listening to this, like, just remember it. It's a beauty that we can do all this hair manipulation and no one else really can in the same
That's the
way.
part. And
Yeah,
also, we can wear our hair however we want. That is the
correct.
other part I wanted to make sure it was clear. I wear my hair natural because I like it, because
Mm-hmm.
it's how I like my hair. But
Yes.
another Black girl might like her hair in a wig. And
Yes.
another Black girl might like a fade. And
Mm-hmm.
another Black girl might like to be bald. And
Mm-hmm.
another Black girl might like to wear a weave down to her back.
And
We can do whatever we want.
I love that. And it's still professional. And I love that you
Period.
put that note a couple times as someone who we grew up in that same era where
Exactly.
yeah, it was a lot. And so I did want to talk about working with B, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yeah,
Okay. She is the I'm sure she's as gorgeous in person as she is like
she
on
is.
screen. And I'm like, if I could just have her closet in her butt, like I would be unstoppable. Which is probably why God didn't give me those gifts. So that's fine.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
recognize, we recognize. So
Mhm.
working with her in pattern, how was just that experience? I know you talk about it in the book, but like just like a snippet of like going through your journey of natural hair and also your journey of finding like your career, your molding, your footing after college, and then getting to her. Like, just talk about that a little bit.
I mean, I will say my experience with Tracy Ellis Ross is people say, like, oh, you shouldn't meet your heroes, but I would say you should meet her, because what you want her to be, she is that. Like,
Yes.
she is that. She's a very generous person. She's also like on her business things too. And like to have that combination of like she's very warm when you meet her, and she is very sure of what she wants to see and what her vision is. So I really, up until, and I write about this in the essay in the book, but it was like up until the moment that I was actually meeting her in person, I was like, what if this is still a scam? What if I
I
have
respect
not been
that. It
talking
was
to
great.
her?
It's on the
Because
internet.
we had all these phone calls, but they were not video calls.
Yeah.
It was just me like on phone calls with her and her team. And of course, her voice is very recognizable, but I was
Yeah.
just like, what if I pull up to this building and
And it's
discover
like, I'm about to get kidnapped.
this ain't
Tracy,
Tracy
who
Ellis
is Liam?
Ross?
Is he gonna come save me? Probably not. Probably not.
Exactly. I was like, what happens here? So I think I met her and had the wonderful opportunity to collaborate with her at what turned out to be the perfect intersection of my career, because I was feeling unsure of myself and I had a hope for my work and what I hoped my work was doing. But I was like, how do I, in a way, I was sort of starting my career over in my late 30s, entering into the mainstream market after being in a very religious space. So for someone like Tracy and her team to even see me and
Mhm.
see my work and then to speak back to me, your work is doing exactly what you want it to be doing, was such a beautiful experience. But yeah, I still hope one day that I can just save up, like, if I could save up like $10,000. My hope is that before I leave this earth, that Tracy can be like my fairy fashion god sister. And if I
Okay.
can just save up $10,000, which would probably buy three things that she would pick out, she could just take me, like around
Mhm.
LA or around New York, and be like, for $10,000, here's a fabulous pair of pumps. Here's this white crisp shirt. And here's this crop top that looks like a bra. And I will be like, herein I receive these things shopping with Tracy Ellis Ross.
Honestly, you gotta dream a little bit bigger because she got that travel show. So what
She
if she took
do.
you on her travel show and then you got to experience like other designers in other countries and it won't be as much and you'll probably find out way more. Like get
Child,
more.
you know what? I'm glad you said that. Let me make a note so I can go ahead and let me save
Mhm.
up 60,000. Let
I
me
didn't say
just,
60. I said 10. 10 is still good.
no,
You
I'm
gotta
gonna
make
say, you know, you got to set it aside because, you know, Tracy be outside.
That's
Okay.
true. She
Tracy
lives
be
in
outside.
yeah, she do be
So
out.
let me,
Yeah,
that's okay. That's a
660.
first class ticket. If I carry the one, we're going to
Yes.
stay in a 5 star.
Hotel,
And
of
then if I
course.
do the square root of
Yep.
couture,
Yes.
okay. So let me
With
start.
the
I'm
bling
glad you said
bling
that.
caviar, because you know she don't do nothing.
Yeah, it's not the girl ain't going into a hole in the wall. So let me
No.
set my monies aside. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on that. Thank
Yep.
you.
Dream, 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 dream. So I also now we're in pop culture. We're talking about Tracy. We're talking about she's everything. We talked about our housewives. So you pulled out lessons from housewives, and I think that's so valid. I think the smartest people watch reality TV. I think it's anthropological. I think you can learn a lot from it. You also can learn a lot about people in your life based on the size they take and what their perception is about the situations. Click, click, click. Also, when you
Hmm.
said Carcass out, I said, come on, Dorit.
Come on, Dorit.
Listen.
Lord,
I
that girl
created a
said she
group
want the
chat that is
lemon.
called Dorit's Closet. Like literally, we were like, this girl, like honestly, and I still think PK set up that break in. But anyway, allegedly,
Allegedly.
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 Um, so what did Real Housewives actually teach you?
Mm. I feel this is so funny to me because at the time that I feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta was my housewives gateway.
Yes,
That was where like I started. And my husband walked in the house and saw me watching it. He was like, "Is this you now?" And I was like, "Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah. Like this is exactly who I am now." But if you would have asked me 10 years ago if I would be a girl that would be up in reality TV like this, oh, I would not have believed that. I felt that I was too intellectual,
No, I was a Jersey Shore.
that I enjoyed smart TV or whatever. But the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they came to me at a good old time, and I find it interesting. I actually read a post on Threads recently that was saying, "Hey, if you're like Type A, maybe you're an eldest daughter." Do you watch Real Housewives for nerve regulation? And I was like, I know you lying because
I
yes,
don't think
I
I'm type
do.
A, but maybe I am because I am an
When
eldest
I
daughter.
tell you, when I tell you those girls yelling at each other
Yeah.
has helped me go to sleep multiple times.
Listen, I just be like, yeah. The funny thing is, my fiance only like he only engages with the black ones in Jersey.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you.
That's the only
Okay.
time because he's like, I'm not watching this too long. But if it's the black ones, then he's like, okay, I'll watch
He'd be
in
like, all
Jersey.
right, I'm gonna see.
Like I'm gonna
In
watch
but in Jersey specifically.
in Jersey. In Jersey, yes, I have to be clear. Jersey.
Okay.
Mhm.
I thank you for that because I just that was my gateway. So it's like once I started watching Atlanta from the beginning, which of course living here was like what you said about it being anthropological is so true because you go back and watch some of these shows from the beginning, it's such a cultural time capsule. The fashions, the
The
original
eyeshadow.
noses, the way the titties been changing out here, the
Mhm.
BBLs, like it's just a lot going on there. And so I have enjoyed it because I feel like one thing that it teaches me, because of course there are parts of what they're showing us of how friendship works between women that is not accurate always to how
Right.
real life really works when you're not filming a television show. But there are other parts of it that it showed me you should have a diverse set of friends, and
Yes.
not just in a cultural sense, but in a sense of like what everyone brings to the table. Because I'm
Right.
tell you one thing, Bethany Frankel. Okay,
Listen,
there's a lot to say. There's a lot to say
there's a
there.
lot to
But
say. Look,
there's a lot to say there.
oh,
But Bethany
Bethany.
Frankel, let me tell you, when Bethany Frankel was hanging out with the girls, and
Yes.
when she would plan a trip, Baby would pull up to the restaurant and she had called the restaurant in advance and said, when
Mhm.
we get to the table, we want these drinks on the table and we want these
Listen,
appetizers to start. And I said, Well, get you a foodie friend like that. Get you
Yes.
a friend that's like, we're not gonna get there, and y'all looking at the menus, y'all can't decide. I'm gonna go ahead and have him just put some drinks and some food on the table, and then y'all have time to think about what you want to do. It
Correct.
just show you like you want to have
Because
a
Kenya
few
had them girls
options.
starving on that trip.
Okay, I'm just
Listen,
saying.
no, I agree with you. Like, it definitely opened my mind to be like, oh, that's how some people resolve conflict. Or, oh, this is how some people prepare for trips. Or, oh, like, this what it means to, like, be a host or, like, kind of, like, do the things. And, like, also what it also taught me, too, when I was thinking about it and I was reading the book, I was like, honestly, how to go through, like, what to look out for in men in divorces.
Right. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, honey, you will find out a few things on these types of shows here.
Listen,
You will
because
find out.
the way Sheree got treated, the way Portia even got treated, it was just like, oh, this is super eye opening for me. And then
Yeah,
Becky
the
for
prenup.
so long in that, like, whew. So it just learned. I learned a lot
You learn a few
about,
things.
yes, about, and Giselle's still the smartest one out there when it comes to all of it. When it comes to getting the bag, I ain't gonna front.
Listen, okay, and I'll also now I haven't got my money's up to where I can do it right, but it does show you about what you should do on a girl's trip because on Real Housewives, generally, of all the cities and locations, we have seen some girls host a trip very well. We have seen some girls mess that whole thing up. So it does give. I'm tell you, Bozema St. John. Let me tell you something. Bozema said, "Let me
That's
take
good.
y'all to Italy because
Yep.
y'all girls ain't been nowhere. Let me show you.
Correct.
Let me
No,
pull
no,
these
no,
gift
no.
bags together. Let me put the
Right.
name brands in the gift
Yes.
bags, honey." I said, "Come on, Bose, plan a
I
trip
said,
for the
wow.
girls
She really did. She had them in the theater. She had them in a villa with her
in
kids.
a
I said,
villa, friend, in Italy, in a villa in Italy."
she doing it. I'm not mad. Go off, sis. I'm not mad at you. I
Mm-mm.
really do. Ooh. But the other thing that the housewives, I think also is just like some of the respectability, which I think you talk about a lot in the book. And so Word to Baltimore, you mentioned the thong song.
Shout out to Cisco. Shout out to Cisco, man.
Listen, listen, Baltimore's finest, okay? Drew Hill,
hmm
okay?
All day.
So, because that one was personal, I said, oh, I said, okay, Baltimore. So when the song showed up, I hollered, like screamed and hollered. I said, oh my goodness, look at the song still. This man screaming on a track about seeing thongs. But really, you were talking about thongs, panties, such, and the unlearning here is like
Yeah.
amazing about the perception of wearing a thong. And like, I would love for you to talk more about that, especially when you do talk about church and being raised as a good girl and like coming up in church and like how that good girl conditioning like showed up for you and like the cost of that.
That essay, I think the essay title is "Look at That Thong So Scandalous."
Yes.
Was
I said,
one of
now, I said, is this going where I think it's going? And it did. And it did. It
that was
did.
one of my favorite essays to write. And it was very funny because I there were some parts as I was writing this that I had to like actually talk to the people in the story. So I had to
Yeah.
go back and talk to my high school friend Adrian, who is still one of my close friends to this day, and like talk back with her like where were we when we bought those songs. Had to go back and talk to my mother, who many of you will read, those of you that check the book out. My mom had that thong like clutched in between her fingers. "What are you doing with this? Who you wearing this for?"
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
"Lady, I'm trying to go on job interviews. And they said we not supposed to have panty lines in our wide leg pants that we bought from the Limited."
Yes.
So I didn't know what from Learner. Huh?
Listen,
Okay.
correct. From New York and
Okay.
Company.
Okay,
Girl.
because some of y'all remember New York and Company. That used to be Learner, huh? Like I was
Oh, I
trying
know New York and
to.
Company. Okay. That's
Yeah,
my bad.
that's what New York and Company was at first. It was
I,
Learner. Not me telling my age on here. Anyways, I was trying to explain to my mama, like, hey, I'm just trying not to have panty lines. She was like, here go these bloomers. Put that on. No child in my house. And I was like, but I'm not a child. Nobody in my house is wearing thongs.
listen.
Nobody.
So what did that like unlearning like we talk about it a little bit too, but you talk about it a lot throughout actually your book, especially like dating, how it crops up a couple different times. It like popcorns. Yes, that's the word. Popcorns. All I could think about was just Beyonce's Church Girl. And
Yeah.
so what are you still think you're processing, and what did the book allow you to process too?
I think, I was a Black girl growing up in a not only a Black church,
Yeah.
but also a Black church that leaned Pentecostal. And when you grow up that way, there are these stricter standards around what your body is supposed to look like, what your clothes are supposed to look like on your body. If the curvier you are, the more you are expected to hide that
Yeah.
you have those curves. And
Right.
so by the time I sort of came into my adult womanhood, I mean, I felt so self conscious about my breast, about my hips, about what my booty's doing all the time. And because when I was growing up in church, they would say, you want to make sure you are covering your body up so that you're not a stumbling block to men,
Right. Mm.
which is a whole other layer of things for a girl
Yes.
to feel responsible for, because the boys were not, these conversations were not being had with them
No.
at all. It was
No.
all on us as girls. If your clavicle out, what if it caused a man to sin? But nobody was in the room with the boys and the men saying women's bodies don't belong to you.
No.
They're
Because you
not
have to.
there. They're not there just for your enjoyment. They don't
Mm.
belong to you. So you don't need to be worried about what's going on over here. So I feel like I still have some moments even now where I have to let myself have my cleavage out
Mm.
and just be like, I am a girl with titties and I need to let this cleavage be out. And if you have a problem with that, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. Sometimes I want to go ahead and wear some that, show off this booty I finally got because I didn't even have a booty for so long. I just got these dinner rolls. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
just got my little dinner roll booty. So I might want to wear a little shorts, a little pencil skirt, to show off my little booty I got. So a part of it is this journey of trying to not hold on to those unhealthy things that we were taught in church, to be ashamed of our
Mhm.
bodies, to be ashamed of our curves, or to be ashamed that we didn't have the curves that we thought we were supposed to have. There were all those layers of that. And so I wanted to write about that in this book. And I think a part of my comedic approach was to think about what's absurd about some of these things. Like, if I grew up as a church girl, what was absurd about it? And it is really absurd to
Yeah.
spend all this time telling the girls, cover up your clavicle, cover up your elbows and your shoulders, child. You'll make them stumble. But if
You
you
make
go to the water park, the boys out here with their chest out. What if it
correct.
caused me to stumble? I might want to stumble. I'm not going to hold you.
That's
But,
insane.
we need to have that conversation.
I love that. Like that part, I was just like, woof. I was like, yup, still getting there, still learning that. And I did want to talk about that because the other piece you did bring up too, which I think also probably helped a lot, was you dating to find your therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. What a
And
time, man.
oh my gosh. And what did that, like, not only trying to date to find your therapist teach you, but also what did it teach you about showing up for love for yourself and then like also in love with others, like with your husband now?
Yeah, I think, when many of us, of course, watched Insecure, and I referenced this in the
Mhm.
book, that moment that Molly and Issa have that conversation where Issa's kind of like, yeah, Molly, maybe you should go to therapy. And Molly's first reaction was to be like pissed off, like,
I
why
don't
would you
need
say that about
therapy.
me? Right, exactly. Why would you say that about me? And so I had that experience with a coworker, a Black woman coworker, who I write about in the book, that was
Mhm.
sharing with me, baby, you keep coming in my cubicle talking to me about this. And I think a professional might be a better person to help you. And when you're trying to find a therapist, it is very much like speed dating. And some people don't know this, so I'm saying it out loud for those of you who are maybe thinking about therapy or feeling like unsure about it. Therapists, most of them, a therapist worth their salt will provide a free 15-minute consultation.
Mhm.
And that consultation is so that you can see if you feel the good vibes with them, They can see if they feel like they're a good fit for you. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just like an introductory call. And a lot of people don't know that. And so they feel like, well, now I got to put this money out. And what if I'm not, what if the person doesn't work for me? But what this means is when you're trying to find a therapist, you will end up feeling like you're on some speed dates. Because I probably have 4 or 5 of those 15-minute calls, and various sundry hilarious things happened along the way. Somebody's smoke detector was chirping through the whole consultation call. I can't even tell you about my trauma right now because I want to know,
All I
can we
hear
get
is
a
beep, beep,
battery?
beep.
Can I get you a battery? What does it take? It's a C battery? Is it double A? Like tell me what you need. Can I send it to you? Because I can't hear myself right now. One lady answered we scheduled the consultation call. Sis was at Costco. Ma'am, I just wanted to talk to you in your office. I didn't want you to I didn't want to hear you putting the bags in the
Yeah,
trunk and stuff. Like I want to talk to you in your office. So part of that is good because you want to be able to feel like, are you comfortable with the person? If you're looking for a particular expertise, do they have that? But yes, on my journey to find my actual therapist that I have loved, yeah, you have some bad dates.
and I loved also how you talked about finding couple friends too, and
Yeah.
making sure that you also find vibey couple friends, which we're still trying to figure that out right now.
It's
As yeah,
it's a challenging thing. I wanted to write about it because to me that is it's sort of like before you meet your partner that you like
hmm
want to be with long term. You have your friends, you have your
yeah,
people that you like to go kick it with, you like to hang out with them, and then he might have his people that he like to go out and kick it, hang out with them. But then when y'all decide y'all are a couple, now you
hmm
have to ascertain who of these friends are our friends versus
hmm
who of these friends remain your friends and remain your
yeah,
friends over there. Because sometimes that happens, not it's not even like a shade. It's just that's your homegirl. Maybe you and your partner don't really like hanging out with your homegirl, or your person you dating, you might be like, okay, that person you went to college with, I know you love them, but like I don't really want to kick it with them. So then
yeah.
it's like the amount of mutual friends you have that also may be in a couple are like a smaller number. Sometimes it'd be hard because the person, I have had friends, I'm not gonna say their names, but I have had friends that like I love them down. And we were really tolerating that person that they were dating. Like we went out on a double date, and every time that person talked, they bringing up something that don't really make sense to the conversation. We're having the best time when that other person goes to the bathroom. That's hard.
I've been there
It's
before, and I was
hard,
painful when they broke up. I said, "Oh my god, thank God."
right? Like,
I was,
please.
I was like, my man hated yours. I'm so sorry. I'm so glad y'all broke up. He thought he was
Because
weird.
then if you have couple friends where you don't like both people in the couple, then like one person is feeling stuck. Like if I have to leave the room and now my husband is left with your husband or your man or your partner, like he's in the kitchen with them, like, please don't leave me here for 40 minutes talking to this person about craft beer. Like enough is enough. I don't want to talk about craft beer anymore, you
It's
know?
so funny. Like that's when you also could be like, is it because I'm white? Am I looking
right. Matt's definitely like, I mean, I like beer, but not like this.
like not like that?
No, I
Like
don't
not
want to
like
talk about it this
that.
much.
Like dang, is that what they think I like? Because I'm
right,
white.
right, right. Because Matt be like, I actually like brown liquor. Like I thought I thought I was gonna have that. I
And
didn't.
we were
I
talking.
didn't.
That's what we were really talking about. You know, I didn't even
I
understand
mean, IPA okay, but like, please.
it. And I really appreciated it too, especially like black girling in that way because it's like, well, how do I find couple friends anyway?
Right.
Couple. So I really appreciate your candor, and then I hope people like take that away because regardless of being in a racial, I'm telling y'all right now, finding couple friends is hard, y'all.
It do
So
be. I ain't gonna hold you.
strap
It
in.
do.
It's tough. It's very tough because y'all both gotta like them. But to go to another vein and to like kind of like close us out a little bit. Again, this whole book just felt like an affirmation,
I love
especially for
that.
the black girls who are one of one. the church girl who never quite fit the mold. What do you want anyone who reads this book, or especially that one, to walk, like that woman, to walk away with?
Mm, I really hope in a certain way, especially that my Black women readers walk
Mhm.
away from this book feeling permission, feeling reminded that you have permission to Black girl in all the ways you've always wanted to.
Mhm.
Like some of us have these things that we loved or that we were interested in, and we felt afraid to say we were
Yes.
because we were like, well, is that are those Black girl things if I like blah blah blah, or if I'm interested in this, that, the third. And the truth is, if you're a Black girl and you like that, then it's immediately Black girl things. And so I hope my Black women readers feel permission to just do that thing you've been curious about. Okay, if you loved to dress goth, bring back that black lipstick,
Bring
friend.
it.
Wear that black nail polish. I want to see you with the leather band with the spikes.
Yep.
Like, those are Black girl things. You like to knit? Please knit, baby. Those are Black girl things. You want to make bechamel at your house? Hey, that's a Black girl thing too. So I hope my Black women readers feel that reminded permission. You always had it,
Hmm.
but sometimes we have to be reminded we have that permission. And I also hope that this book brings my readers joy. I was writing this book. We are still in a time that the world is burning, to be truthful. And I was writing this book during a time that literally the world was burning. And I was sitting in my office writing these chapters saying, Amina, are you writing a book with an essay on titties while the world is burning? Like, is that important? Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you actually doing here? And when I would talk to my other Black women writer friends, they would say, don't you stop writing that joy. You don't
Hmm.
know where the world will be when the book comes out. You don't know where people's lives will be when they read it. And so I hope that people come away with feelings of that they like that feeling you have when you're with a friend who makes you laugh. Like we all have like a few friends like that that you
Yes.
like you looking forward to hanging out with that person because you're like, girl, I had a hard week and I know so and so about to tell me some wild story about whatever happened on her latest date or whatever her coworker said. Like, I hope that it feels like that when people leave the book. That is what I wanted to bring to, especially my Black women readers, but people overall. Like, I want you to feel that joy. That joy is a part of how we survive. It's a part of how we resist. It's a part of what refuels us in the midst of all the things that are being thrown at us right now. We need our joy. It's part of how our ancestors made it. It's a part of how we make it too.
Yeah, because you know black people can't take nothing serious.
Child,
We got a joke for everything.
I know
What you
I come
crying
from a
for? You too
family,
big to be scared. What you
huh?
scared for? Too big to be scared.
I come from a family be joking at a funeral, child. I ain't even gonna hold
Listen,
you. Be at the funeral and I'd
same.
be like, please don't make me cuss at you in this church. Like, I'm really trying. Please.
Like, please, Lord. Oh my gosh. I love that. So where can the people find you?
I can be found on Instagram and Threads. I am a Threads girl as well, so I am in both places at Amina B, at Amina
Alert.
BEE. So Threads is my new little place. I'll be in there telling my business and talking back and forth to people. So I love that place. I do have a newsletter that is called Black Girl is a Verb, that is on Substack right now. So if people are interested in continuing to follow the writing is there. Quiet as it's kept. I have a YouTube channel also. I don't talk about it as much, but it'd be some
Okay, we're
YouTube
gonna talk
things
about
out
that.
there.
Hmm.
So you can go to there. You can go to youtube.com/, Amina Brown. I will be there. I would love to interact with you and say what's up. I'll be on Facebook a little bit, but it'd be hard.
It is hard.
It'd
I
be
don't know how
hard,
to
but I
use it
I
anymore. The
I
aunties
do be
know.
there a little bit. Yeah, so I stay over there because I don't want the aunties to miss out on the information. So
Yes.
I do post over there too.
Hmm. Where are you? Is there anything exciting coming up that you want to tell folks or anything like that?
Yes. So I am just wrapping up the summer tour of Never Tell a Black Girl How to Black Girl, the book events. So the next iteration is the show. Never Tell a Black Girl How to Black Girl, the book is also a stage performance with comedy and poetry and storytelling. So in the fall, I will be back on the road doing that. I am definitely going to be in Atlanta. I'm doing two book festivals in Louisiana and Texas as well. I'll be in North Carolina this fall. Fingers crossed with me, Nakara, please. I want everybody to just pray, pray to whoever you pray to. If
Hmm.
it's Jesus, pray specifically to Black Jesus from Good Times because
Right.
that's my favorite Christ. Pray
Hmm.
specifically to the Jesus of the Evans family that I
Right.
can make it to Philly and DC in the
Yes.
next few months because I did not get to make it to the DMV at all for my summer tour. So I want to get to the DMV like real bad. So
I'm
y'all be praying that
I'm
I
gonna
can
pray
get to there.
to the Black Jesus from Good Times
Mhm.
that you'll come to Baltimore.
Cause I love me some Baltimore. I ain't even gonna hold you. One of my good friends from Baltimore, child. I listen,
You
and
know,
the way the
we're
seafood
great.
is out there, I will come out there and put that newspaper on the table and eat those crabs, honey. Like I'm,
Listen,
hey,
Selena Waithe is out here
yes.
with her new play, and Kaylin Allen. I just saw him at
Caitlin
Target
Allen
today.
outside. Let me come out there to
I was
Baltimore.
like,
Let me find
what?
out what y'all got going
Listen,
on.
I was walking by Target, and he was walking by Target because it's like in the shopping center next to Michael's, and I was like, I saw him walking like towards like the Michael's, and I said, Kaylin.
Girl, what did he say when you
I
was
know
talking
you
to him?
love Baltimore.
Oh my God. I love that so bad.
I said,
I love
I love
Baltimore
it
bad.
too.
I ain't gonna
Listen,
hold y'all. I'll come out there and get some crag legs. I'm not gonna hold you. I'll
I'm
come
about
out
to say,
there.
like, all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna pray to Black Jesus in particular,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
so that you
Yes,
can
particular.
be, yes, particular, so you can spend the weekend, and then you can also go to the, hopefully you can make it by the Baltimore's Farmers Market underneath the Jones Falls Bridge, because
Yes.
that's like the
Yes.
best farmers market. My grandmother used to go there. My great grandmother used to go there. My mother used to go there. It's like a very much like, it feels good. The food's always amazing, and like just Baltimore's just a vibe. We're finally getting our flowers of our little sleepy city.
Yes. Because, I actually went to elementary school in Silver Spring. I spent like a few
Oh,
years living there. Yeah. I love the DMV bad, like
yeah.
bad. But
Love it.
now that you told me about Baltimore, let me get my things together. Let me add that to my, thank you.
Yes,
Let me add that to
we're
my
gonna add this
budget,
to
to
the board.
my, so if I
Hmm.
do my, if I carry the one,
Yes, if you
okay, I got
carry
it.
them.
I took a note. I took a
Okay,
note.
great.
Thank
We
you.
love that. We love that. We gonna have you outside with us.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So with that, that's the end of the pod. And I want to thank Amina so much. Thank you, girl, for coming by and chat with
I
me and
love
having
it. So much fun.
appreciate your time. And make sure you guys pick up the book. Never Tell a Black Girl How to Black Girl. Always shop indie if you can. And always shop a black bookstore if you can. And of course, shop Mahogany Books, which is our podcast network. And with that, y'all, keep healing, but make it books. Peace, y'all.